Qualcomm's yearly Snapdragon Summit is expected to happen in Hawaii this year from November 15th to November 17th, and it is all but confirmed that the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 will be announced there. So the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 will be based on TSMC's 4nm fabrication process, and the core architecture specs should be on your screen right now. Also, what's going to be upgraded on the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 is of course the Adreno chip, and that's going to be upgraded to the Adreno 740. But you know what's even more heartening? The early benchmark leak of Geekbench on Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra indicates that the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 could actually be as powerful, if not more, than the A15 Bionic inside the new Apple iPhone 14. And we're all aware that most brands will have their Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 phones coming, and of course the leaks are flowing in thick and heavy. That's what she said. So I've handpicked 5 phones that I'm most excited for, but stay tuned till the end because there could be something even bigger and more powerful than the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. Alright, if you don't know me yet, I'm Esha. You're watching Trakin English. Let's go. So the very first phone that I'm going to be talking about is of course the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. I'm still using the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, and I think that it is one of the best phones that launched in 2022. So this one is definitely one to look forward to. So the S23 Ultra will have a very similar design, similar to that of the S22 Ultra. So you can expect the S Pen inside the body itself. But this time around, it's rumored that the phone will be even heavier because there are apparently going to be metal rings around the camera module itself. So yeah, 6 grams heavier. 6 grams heavier than its current weight, so it's going to be a chunky boy. The major upgrade and the talk of the town is that 200 megapixel camera that is rumored to come with the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. But it'll be like Esha, the Motorola Edge 30 Ultra and the Xiaomi 12T Pro both have 200MP cameras, but no, the S23 Ultra's 200MP camera will be one of its kind and will be introduced for the very first time on this Samsung flagship. It's expected to have great computational photography and exceptional low light performance, whether it's pictures or videography. And Samsung really needed to up the game when it came to low light videography, because we know that the S22 Ultra's low light videography was not that great. And that is why I'm looking forward to this phone. And apparently the launch has also been moved up, and we can expect a December launch actually for this phone. Now, while the S22 Ultra's videography chops are not up to mark, I hope our videos are up to mark. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it to get notified whenever we put out an awesome new tech video. Also, if you like the video, do give us a thumbs up because the YouTube algorithm values engagement and will push it to more people looking for such content. So next phone is the OnePlus 11 Pro. Not that I'm particularly excited about it, but OnePlus has got a brand name that gets a lot of attention. But the interesting fact is that there are certain leaks that state that the OnePlus 11 Pro will not actually be called the 11 Pro because OnePlus is trying to streamline its entire very confusing lineup after its merger with the Oppo. It's still not figured out where it stands. So apparently the 11 Pro will actually be called the OnePlus 11. Considering the fact that we never got the OnePlus 10 this year, that kind of makes sense. By the way, the design renders have leaked, and I have mixed feelings. It kind of looks odd. It's got that circular camera cutout with something running along to the edges. I don't know. I mean, OnePlus's design language is not very exciting anymore anyways. But for all-time OnePlus fans, the alert slider stays. As for the display, you can expect a curved LTPO panel with a high refresh rate display, I'm presuming 120Hz as well. And of course, 2K panel with 6.7-inch, display size. But there's one thing that's irking me is that none of the leaks and rumors state that the camera sensor will be upgraded to the Sony IMX989, the 1-inch sensor, or even a 200 megapixel sensor. It's still going to be a 50 megapixel sensor. I'm talking about the main one because the ultra wide of course will be a 48 megapixel sensor, and maybe there'll be an upgraded telephoto at 32 megapixels. However, one leak did mention that the Oppo Find X Pro will have the IMX989, but you know what, the Find X Pro obviously will not come to India considering that the previous Find flagships haven't. But if they do, that'd be great as well because I love 1-inch sensors and I really can't wait to see them on more phones. But one thing that will continue to stay on the OnePlus 11 Pro is that Hasselblad branding, because of course OnePlus has a tie-up with Hasselblad for 3 years. Not that association is doing much for them. I don't see better pictures. Hopefully they can fix it this time around. Let's wait and watch. And just like the S23 Ultra, the OnePlus 11 Pro is also expected to launch in December itself. Looks like all the launches are moving up this time around. The next one I'm kind of really excited for, and that is the Vivo X90 Pro Plus, because we all know how great a camera system was present on the Vivo X80 Pro. So the X90 Pro Plus is expected to come with a Sony IMX989 1-inch sensor, but a custom built one, and it'll be called Sony IMX989V. And that was similar to what they did with the X80 Pro, where it had a G and V sensor. And why I'm particularly excited about, a 1-inch sensor on the Vivo X series flagship is because Vivo's HDR performance is miles better than what Xiaomi does. So I'm really looking forward to how it tunes it. And apart from that, we can also expect a portrait lens which will do 2x, crops of your subjects, and it'll be a 50 megapixel resolution. Also, the periscope zoom lens is expected to have 3.5x magnification with up to 10x hybrid zoom. Now, I'm expecting that to be something similar to what Pixel does with its super res zoom. So yeah, it'll be exciting to see how that turns out. But what's more exciting is that custom chip that Vivo builds for its camera phones, and it was called V1 last year, and this time it's going to be called V2. It's of course going to be upgraded with upgraded algorithms as well. Again, I can't wait to see how Vivo tunes the performance on this one. The phone itself is expected to also come with a 6.78-inch E6 AMOLED panel, which will be a 2K panel and 120Hz refresh rate as well. And apart from that, it's also going to be curved. There are rumors also suggesting that we could get a 12GB 512GB RAM variant of the phone, and it is expected to come with 4780 mAh battery. Now, the battery size might seem small, but here's the interesting thing. Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 could be very well power optimized, and that's something that I'm looking forward to. And apparently the performance has also been improved by 20% according to certain leakers. And interestingly, again, the Vivo X90 Pro Plus is also expected to be announced, probably in China, in December itself. So the next phone that's worth looking out for is the Xiaomi 13 Pro. And the Xiaomi 13 Pro's live image has also already leaked. So you can expect a 2K AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh rate. I'm presuming Dolby Vision will also come with it, and of course, it'll also be an LTPO panel. Apart from that, Xiaomi is going to be introducing for the very first time a single cell 100-watt charging system, according to rumors, which could mean that the phone could become slimmer too. And you'll also get 50-watt fast wireless charging as well. But of course, if it's the Xiaomi 13 Pro that we're talking about, then we have to talk about the cameras. And there are strong rumors suggesting that the 13 Pro could get the IMX989 from the 12S Ultra that had it, and it will be, of course, a 1-inch sensor and will also come with the Leica branded, camera system as well. So I saved the most interesting phone from an India perspective for last, and that is the Moto X40. If you remember, the Moto X30, which launched in China, was rebranded as the Motorola Edge 30 Pro in India, and therefore the Moto X40 can also be rebranded as the Motorola Edge 40 Pro. Now this one will have apparently a Full HD Plus panel, OLED panel of course, and an upgraded 165Hz refresh rate. Motorola really wants to be on top when it comes to refresh rates. Yeah, that's what she said. The rumor suggests that front camera will continue to be a 60 megapixel camera, and the main primary sensor will be a 50 megapixel one. And of course, there'll be a 50MP ultra wide and a 12MP telephoto. I hope it's not a 2x telephoto and at least can go a magnification of 3x. It's also expected to come with 68-watt fast charging, Motorola's version of fast charging, which of course won't be as fast as OnePlus or Oppo, but still good enough. But more importantly, this is, in this list, probably going to be the most affordable Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 phone. Alright, so that was my list. Which one do you like? If you have any other phone that you're looking forward to, do let me know in the comment section below as well. While all these phones are definitely great, what is the bigger, better thing that I alluded to in the start of the video? Well, the Mediatek Dimensity 9200 looks like it will probably end up beating the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 when it comes to raw performance. The AnTuTu score that has leaked for the Dimensity 9200 is just bonkers. It's on your screen right now. And that's not it. Apparently, the chip will also have hardware level ray tracing. Now, I'm not so sure if many game devs will actually use it to their full potential, but to have that feature would be really cool, and I want to see how that changes things in the future. Although while the Dimensity 9200 is looking very, very powerful, I'm sure that, most brands will end up picking the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for their phones, because we know what happened with the Dimensity 9000, because that was also a very powerful chip. But apart from the Vivo X80, I can't remember any other phone that launched in India with that chip. Hopefully we can get more phones with the Dimensity 9200. Do let me know in the comment section below if you want that. Until next time, this is Rashad signing off. Keep tracking and stay safe.